If you're still doing everything manually in your business, you're already behind. AI isn't just the future, it's already here. And if you're not already using it to help your business grow, save you hours every week, and make better decisions, I'm gonna be giving you 5 practical ways that you can be using AI in your business. So hit that like button down below and let's get into it. The first thing I want to know is that everything that I'm talking about in today's video is about practical ways to use AI. There are a lot of ways to use AI that are a lot more complicated, but these are things that you can start implementing in your business ASAP. Let's get into number 1. You should be using AI for content creation. It doesn't matter which platform you're creating content for, you can be leveraging AI to get so much of the work done for you. I guarantee you this is going to be a huge time saver for most entrepreneurs and business owners. 2 tools that you can use for this are MidJourney and ChatGPT, which we're going to be talking a lot about ChatGPT throughout this video. MidJourney can be used to create beautiful, hyper-realistic stock images that you can use across all platforms. It's a really awesome tool, and honestly, I paid for a MidJourney subscription for a very long time just because there was nothing like it out on the market. And ChatGPT recently introduced a new image generator, which honestly has already taken over social media. I know half of the images that I'm seeing on LinkedIn regularly were definitely created using ChatGPT. So this idea of having to actually create all of the text for an infographic or having to spend hours on Canva actually creating the infographic completely cut out with ChatGPT's new image generator. Another way that you can be using AI for content creation is to help you develop content ideas. Here's the thing about AI, guys. At this moment, it needs to be leveraged as a tool that's being used, meaning it still needs your intervention. It still needs refinement from us. We can't just take everything that AI is spitting out for us at face value. So you have to be willing to train the model. And you train the model by giving it examples, telling it about your business and your brand, and also about your customers. If we are using AI in order to give us content ideas, you don't just say, give me 100 content ideas. You need to train the model, and you need to use the right prompts in order to get the outcome that you're really looking for. If you use the first image that MidJourney spits out, you might have 6 fingers instead of 5 fingers on your model. Similarly, if you use the first infographic that ChatGPT spits out, you might have some spelling mistakes or sentences that don't really make sense. So if you're finding yourself at any point disappointed with what is being given to you, then it's an opportunity that you need to just work a little bit to refine what prompts you are giving the model. So if you are going to use AI for aspects of content creation like idea generation that I mentioned, make sure you're telling it about your business, about your customers, and what they identify with. Also, you can give it a lot about your brand voice. Should it be generating content ideas that's more serious? Should it be more lighthearted and goofy? Who's your target audience? Is it Gen Z? Is it baby boomers? All of these factors matter when helping you get the outcome that you're looking for with AI. Just on content creation alone, you could easily be saving 5 to 15 hours a week with the help of AI. Okay, let's get into the second way that you should be using AI. And that's on the boring stuff that everybody seems to hate to talk about, but is really essential in order to grow your business and operate more efficiently. And that is on both admin and SOPs, which are standard operating procedures. If you are somebody who has client meetings, you definitely should be using a tool like Otter or Supernormal. Essentially, these 2 tools transcribe your meetings for you, send you the highlight of the meetings, and also just record everything for you. This is super important for me because I do a lot of work that requires analysis and thinking strategically. So I'm often actually replaying meetings or skimming the highlights just to constantly refresh my memory as I'm actually doing the work that needs to be done. Not only that, but it's a way to keep all parties who are in a meeting accountable because everything's written down, everything's transcribed. You no longer need a physical admin person in a meeting taking notes. Instead, you're freeing up that administrative person's time by having them work on something more useful to the business as opposed to just sitting in a meeting and taking notes between 2 people. And when it comes to standard operating procedures, AI can be a huge help. For example, if you already have some sort of workflow. It could be a customer onboarding process. You could have AI actually give its feedback on if you're doing this in the optimal way possible. For example, maybe there are other tools that you don't even know about that you could be leveraging in this onboarding process that could help you save even more time and provide a better customer experience. You can use AI to tell you all of that. On top of that, you can be using AI to help prepare you for scale when it comes to standard operating procedures. For example, if you don't have any visual workflows on how to get something done, you can just dump all the text in something like ChatGPT and say, provide me with a workflow image that is nice, easy to view, and easy to understand. Or you could say something like, here's our procedure for how to do X, Y, and Z. Could you put together a training document for a new hire? And ChatGPT will take what you have and enhance it for somebody who's just coming on board and new to the team. Before we move on to number 3, if you're still hanging around, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps with the algorithm. Okay, so number 3 is huge, guys, and a complete game changer, which is using AI for analysis and decision making. I always talk about how looking at the numbers and collecting data is so important for entrepreneurs and business owners. But here's the thing, a lot of people don't really know what the data is telling them. In fact, I find that people who really have a difficult time making data-driven decisions are those who are weakest at actually analyzing data. You might just not know how to do it, and that's okay. You can use an AI tool in order to support you. For example, you could upload an Excel file into ChatGPT, or you could actually just dump in an image of a chart and ask it to provide some sort of analysis for you. So you could say something like, what trends are you noticing in this data? Or ask it to make future predictions for you. For example, you could say something like, based on all of our historical data, how do you think we're going to perform in Q3? Or how do you think we're going to perform in Q4 when it comes to revenue? Again, remember what I said earlier, guys, you can't just take everything that's being said at face value, but you might be surprised at some of the answers that come your way. Instead of now being focused on the analysis, you can think about the decision making, which I always talk about the fact that this is where you want to be. You want to be in a more strategic place in your business, and now AI is coming in to help you, to help contractors, to help employees do a lot of the heavy lifting so that you can stay in CEO mode. So stick around till this very end, guys, to hear number 5, because I'm telling you, most people are not doing number 5, and it is an absolute game changer for the strategic work in your business. The fourth way that you can be using AI to save so much time in your business and help you achieve growth is by using it for customer service. This is an area where AI has completely tapped into at this point, and there are so many tools you can use for this. Even Gmail itself has a lot of ways that you can leverage AI in order to impact how you're communicating with potential customers or clients. But to me, that is like the most basic way to think about AI and customer service is when it comes to the communication component. What I'm thinking of is more like a hybrid between analysis and customer service. For example, if you've ever sent out a survey to your customers, you know that people tend to typically use a scale system. Not only is it a lower barrier to actually have clients or customers respond back because it's easier for them to use the scale instead of typing out answers, but it's also easier for us when we receive the feedback in order to aggregate the data in that way. So we're very easily able to say something like, you know, the average client rated their customer experience as a 4. However, with AI, I would actually encourage a lot of business owners to be getting more written feedback from their customers, or even audio feedback from your customers, and then have AI do all of the analysis for you. Instead of you sitting there and combing through a bunch of different responses in that way, you can just dump all of that data into a tool and have it generate an analysis for you. So it can analyze how the average customer is feeling. It can give you a list of the most common words that customers are using to describe their experience with you, or that they would use to identify your brand. This is an area where AI can absolutely do the heavy lifting for you. Okay, so the fifth way that you can start using AI this week to have a significant impact on your business is by using it for coaching or feedback. Especially if you are in a position where you are working at a strategic level in your business, sometimes you just need somebody to bounce ideas off of. And here's the thing, As I mentioned earlier, once you have your AI tool of choice trained, once it knows so much about your business, the business struggles that you have, your customers, and where you want to head forward, it will be able to provide you with such great personalized coaching and feedback. I saw a really great prompt framework for ChatGPT that you guys can use online the other day. It's called SEED. So I have it right in front of me. It stands for situation, end goal, example, and deliverable. Here's the prompt example. Act as a curriculum architect. Build a 4-week cohort course on prompt engineering. Include weekly projects. Provide a simple rubric and a teaser tweet for marketing. And then you give it an example of the 4-week cohort and what it could look like. So again, this would involve the situation, the end goal, an example, and deliverables. So that example I gave you can be used for coaching as well, right? So what I would do is I would take an existing prompt framework like that and I would rework it for coaching. I would ask ChatGPT to act like a CMO and provide me with marketing advice in a prompt framework like that. Or again, replace CMO with whatever you're looking for some coaching or feedback on. So those are 5 easy ways that you can start using AI this week to make an impact on your business. I would love to hear down below in the comment section where you think AI could be of most help in your business. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. Thanks, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.